So anytime there's something serious that happens in a relationship, black man's dusting out, or woman gets pregnant, they disappear or go away or whatever. So I think that narrative's been fed to a lot of black women have picked up on that, and they feel like, I don't need a black man like that.
Shout it out and let them know it's the Davina and Sabrina Show. These girls got a lot of sass, topics with a lot of class. Davina and Sabrina Show. Spill the tea, drink it up. These girls really know what's up. Spill the tea, drink it up. These girls really know what's up. Davina, Sabrina, it's Davina and Sabrina. Davina and Sabrina Show.
Welcome to another episode of the Davina and
Sabrina Show!
Woo, woo, woo. So guys, don't forget to follow and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, all at the Davina and Sabrina Show.
So today we have a lovely guest who's going to come and help us discuss, are black men responsible for masculine black women? Or for women being masculine?
I am.
Okay. But before we actually get into it, if you want to introduce yourself to know, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Augustine.
And my name's Mark.
Mark, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence.
No problem.
Before we get into this subject, let's just kind of have a bit of an understanding of what our take is on being feminine or masculine. So what would you say, Mark, is feminine?
Feminine.
And what would you say is masculine?
Difficult, that one. I would say for feminine, it's hard.
You ain't met a feminine woman in a while. That's
yeah,
probably what it is.
I suppose.
A bit macho now, isn't it?
They are.
There you go.
Very mannish, as we call it. No, I would say feminine is some woman who's like
more emotional.
Yeah, and more dependent on a man in terms of expectations that she will have about a man's role in any relationship. I would say that would be a thing. Masculine, someone who wants to dominate, take control, be their own boss, or try to dominate the man in a relationship.
Yeah, okay.
So that would be my
That's
take.
because the narrative they push now, this boss babe, is it? You know.
Well, we'll come to that in a minute. What's your what's your your terminology? How do you understand femininity and masculinity?
Just should be more outwardly emotional, showing their feelings and, you know, how they treat them, actually act feminine around you rather than trying to be manly around you and in charge. They sort of in the background in a sense, you know, as a woman rather than stepping forward like a man would. I think.
What's your take?
It's a bit harder to break it down, but it is because, as I said, it's. Sorry, no. I'm thinking. As I said, it's Yeah, for me, it'd be a bit more emotional, you know, showing your feelings and, you know, vulnerable, That's a good word to use,
When I think of the two, I instantly think of, obviously, female being feminine and obviously man being masculine. So femininity, I'd see that as being soft, in your soft girl era, as they call it. Being a man's piece, perhaps playing more of a maternal role, like within the household, and just being the man's backbone. That's the way I see it. And in terms of masculinity, I would say they're the leader, they're the provider, and just being the head of the family, the head of the table. Okay. That's how I see the two. Yeah. And what about you, Sabrina?
I would say as well, so like the man strong, so assertiveness and dominant and yes, leader and not control actually, but taking I guess that's all part of leadership. And then for the woman, I would say just vulnerable and not to say men can't be vulnerable either, by the way, but it's just if we're making it clear cut because it's just setting the tone right now, right? Soft, nurturing, empathy, and be more empath and those type of words. Grace. So with that in mind, do you think that a lot of women, black women now, are in their masculine energy?
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
I think
Some
they're
of them
more.
think they got bigger balls than us.
Yeah,
I swear. I'm not even joking.
I think they've been. There's a movement to be more assertive, and maybe it's gone to the extreme where it's gone too far, where now they may want, it's perceived that they want to dominate, maybe in relationships and stuff like that. And it's been pushed back now from maybe black males, or I don't know if it's black males or males in general about women. So in that sense, I could understand where it came from, because obviously there was the differences between the sexes in terms of pay, power, opportunities to get ahead. But now it's been to the extreme where you get women who want to dominate, who have they've got a tick list of expectations of a man.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think with black women, I think it's a bit more than that.
Okay, then.
What is it?
I think because now this whole family dynamics, and a lot of single women out there, they feel they have to take control. Like they take, there's a lot of single women out there, and they feel the only way they can compete is it's a masculine world, the man's world, is in a masculine manner, because they feel they've had to take control of their lives. They haven't had that support from a male.
Yeah.
So now it's hard for them to revert back into that feminine role. That's how I feel.
Don't you think a lot of this is derived from survival mode? Like, obviously, being a single mum, you have to be the head of the household. Do you think that's where it's derived from?
part of it, and we're paying the price.
Yeah.
But do you think that
serious, in a
as
sense,
black
serious.
men, you feel like you're paying the price, and we'll come to that. But do you feel like there's a part that you play, not you individually, but as black men are shaping why black women are having to be in their masculine energy?
I suppose there's that perception that black men just hit it and run.
Yeah.
If there's anything difficult, there's that general perception.
Stereotype.
There's that stereotype
Which is
about
pushed.
black men.
That narrative
that
is
is
pushed.
pushed.
Yeah.
I think it's pushed quite a lot. So people have it in their mind. That's how it is. It's
So-
not necessary.
True. So anytime there's something serious that happens in a relationship, black man's dusting out, or woman gets pregnant, they disappear or go away or whatever. So I think that narrative's been fed to a lot of black women have picked up on that, and they feel like, I don't need a black man like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be a boss babe.
I'm gonna be I'm in charge.
Yeah.
I'm in charge. If I do get a man, it's on my terms, and he's got to tick all the boxes that I want him to tick. And if he tries to step out of that, that's where she goes, I can move on from that.
Yeah, you're gone. Yeah.
You're gone, I'll move on to the next man and stuff. So they tried to do that, and that's can put a lot on men's back up. You meet a woman like that, and you're thinking, boy, I've only just talked to you. You're already laying down all these laws and all these issues, and I've just chatted to you for 5 minutes, and already I can get this, and that's going to turn up. A lot of men are just going to turn and run from that.
Because ultimately, like, when you meet a woman, you want that femininity, that soft, that peace.
Yeah, I don't want nothing. I personally don't want a woman too soft.
Not too soft.
Too soft.
Because you're not used to that.
Yeah, I'm not used to
wasn't raised by us. We weren't. A lot of us weren't raised by. We come from African and Caribbean cultures, and it's more of a stronger,
female
woman. Even if the woman's in the background, she's still a strong woman.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want no one too thing because I feel like
Does it? So talk to us about that.
It's kind of strange when you, especially you meet a black woman who's very emotional.
Is it off-putting?
It's not off-putting. It's
off-putting,
not off-putting. You have to sort of. It's hard to get used to that.
Yeah,
because you're not used to that sort of woman. So when you meet those really, not feminine, emotionally aware women, more,
Yeah, I agree.
I find that harder.
You can be in a situation where I remember one woman said to me, like, I'm going out. And I was like, okay, you're going out. Then she's going, but aren't you worried about that? I said, look, you're in the way. I'm watching Match of the Day now. Man,
Did you really?
Yeah, right? I'm like, and she was like, oh, I'm not used to that because...
used to the man.
She used to a man saying, well, where you going? Where you going? What you wearing and stuff? And all this. So they kind of got these notions in their head.
It's quite a toxic
and
way
and I thought, that's strange. And she wasn't used to my laid-back approach to things.
No, but see, I remember years ago dating this girl, and I was working on Tottenham Court Road. She worked, and we'd meet for lunch, and I didn't really know her that well. She wanted to hold hands.
Oh, you don't hold hands?
No, but I was young and that whole hands and thing, and then we're just walking down. I remember going to get a sandwich, and suddenly I turn around, she's crying. I'm like, what the hell are you crying for? I've only came out to get a cheese sandwich. And you're crying, oh, you're not, I wasn't used to that openly PDA and all that stuff because I wasn't raised like that in a sense, you know, holding hands and all that. So it's something as well, because we're not raised like that, you know.
Yeah.
Serious.
How did you handle that? She was just crying. So
I said, man, do you want some pickle on your cheese sandwich?
Okay.
Serious.
Wow, that's a bit extreme.
But that's what I said. I remember I turned around and I was surprised. I didn't really know what to say.
How old was this lady? Sorry, why is she? Sounds very young.
I was in my 20s. She was in her 20s. She was like, I was about 25. I think she was 22 or something like that.
Oh,
It was funny. It was funny, actually. I remember this. Bloody hell.
what are you
For
crying
real?
for?
Because I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you mature.
Yeah.
And, you know, you change in how you see things. But then, it's only now, I would say, you see a lot of women, especially black women, who don't mind showing a bit of PDA or holding hands. But before, even they wouldn't want to do it, you know. But it's like a seesaw sometimes, I think, in life.
I also think like culture has an impact.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Culture does play, as I said, you're right, culture does.
I mean, I guess because you weren't used to seeing that around, so it's actually a generational thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But to me, I feel like, I don't know, generational thing, but I feel like it's becoming more because there is, I don't know, in my opinion, I'm finding more, like, men are not, this can't say for all, by the way, So a lot of men are not necessarily being forthcoming. For example, you hear this thing of like, go shoot your shot, right? To me, a man is supposed to be the hunter, is supposed to come and pursue and conquer and divide and whatever and stuff, right? So like the thing of women being forthcoming, because actually men are not doing that as much.
Yeah,
I feel like that I've done, don't get it wrong, I've done it before, but it's never felt really comfortable for me, because then I'm like, okay, I guess if they were really interested, they would do it. But some men are not also like that. So you're now having to...
I think it's a rejection thing. I think a lot of men are scared of rejection.
So again, so over the years, the women have rejected
because
them.
the women, there's a way that a lot of women will reject a man, you know, being that strong. She wants to be that strong woman and show you she can reject you. And some men that really, you'd be surprised. You talk to a lot of men, that rejection.
It sticks, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really,
And it gets
I
you
noticed
there,
that.
innit? It's just like,
It never got me there. But
Didn't get you there.
no, because
No.
I've always felt rejection is part of life for me.
Yeah,
you know?
that's part
So,
all
it happens.
but I
aspects,
think,
not even just,
the way women is how they do it, and it's been in that tough, strong, you know, they want to show that, I rejected that man sort of thing. So a lot of men are scared, you know, but but you said cultures, but in some cultures, it's not even a big deal for a woman to say hello to a man. We're scared to be friendly to each other.
Yeah.
I've been in America in a club with someone come and chat to me or ask for a dance, and that's what it is. It's not more than that.
It's a different
But
culture
here,
out there.
it's
It's
so
more
cultured.
reserved over here.
Yeah.
Women have been taught
We've
to be
taken a lot of the
reserved.
British.
Women are taught to be
Yeah.
reserved, not to make the first approach.
Yeah.
But that's what they should do.
I recently came back from Africa, Sierra Leone, and you'd never see a woman go up to a man there.
and talk
That's
to a
just
man.
not heard of.
It's not happening.
In any part of Africa.
But that's how women are taught over. That's how they were brought up here.
Yeah.
I can remember sisters and their friends. They would never go and approach a man first.
Yeah.
A man got to approach them and ask for the dance. Never the same way around. Not the opposite way. So
I can't even imagine that.
yeah, can you imagine now? Yeah, well, you go, you're tapping a man's shoulder.
I've had it happen. It's not the one I liked.
Like, not today, darling.
Well, she's being more brazen.
To me, I feel like that's her being
But I don't have a problem with.
masculine.
Do you know?
coming
Yeah,
to-
No, I think it's confidence.
No, I don't
I
think
like
that's
that.
masculine.
I think it's
I don't have a
confidence.
problem with that. A woman, you know.
It wouldn't put you
No,
off.
no. But it puts a lot of men off. You know that.
Yeah,
No,
it does.
I know.
I've-
It doesn't bother me. I'm happy.
I'll be like, that's
Some men
confidence. I
like
like
it,
that. I
though.
like
Some
that.
men-
I don't have to do any
Yeah.
work, innit?
Yeah.
Sit back
That's
and
what-
say, no. I have a double, please.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
So that'd be the same thing. Like if you were to go out and a man pulled you in a dance, you wouldn't be the first to say to him, I'm going to get you a drink now. There you go. See, there you go. See, you'd be like, no, the man. If a man went to say, can you get me a drink? You'd be looking at him like, he's some cheap ass.
I'll be like,
You, there you go.
like, sorry, I'm
There
looking
you-
for my...
Yeah. You're off. That would end it quick.
Yeah, but I think going back to the top, there's a lot of women who do just want to be in control.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
But-
It's
but
crazy.
They do, because I feel, I mean, there is, because that's
there's
how
a
they've been
time for
brought up.
control and there's a time to step
that's
back.
how
And
they're-
But I
a
think
lot
it
of
can
them
be
don't know how.
misconstrued though. Like, taking control in what way? So because in every way, so that tell us, you seem to have had
tell us the way.
You seem to have been hit with it.
There's a lot of women who just leave with their money. If they got money, they leave.
Yeah, I'm a
but
right.
you know.
But what do you think has contributed to that, though?
Yeah, but it's going back to probably experiences. I think we pay for a lot of now. What you find, we're paying for the price.
Yeah, because
the hurt.
The history.
And the history
behind
what a lot of women have gone through in a sense. So I can understand that whole control thing, but it's a time you can still step back and be in control.
But the thing is, you've got to treat each relationship as difficult as it can be, as individual.
Yeah, but
you can't say that man is the same as the previous man or the previous other man. So,
do you feel then, like, do you have enough energy in you to try to get that out of that person, or do you think, I'll just go for someone else that's easy? Because that's what I think, like, if there is to...
How are you going to do that?
I mean, it's to understand the root cause of why she is the way she is.
If you already understand the root cause...
Because if it is just her character, because there's some people that are just that, and they actually don't want a masculine man. They do want... Okay, was not talking about that way as that's where, but more actually just the women that may want to be feminine, don't know necessarily how to, because they've been used to something, and they may need to be shown a different perspective.
How are you going to do that?
I was in a meeting a couple of days ago, and we were just talking about the dynamics in the household. And one guy came up and said, he was talking about the dynamics in his household, and this is him. He came out and said, "My wife makes all the rules, and I obey them." And he said that to everyone, and we all looked at each other, and I thought, why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that you have to obey? And that was his words, not mine.
But don't people always say that, everything the wife, you've got to run it past the wife, isn't that like a little sort of saying?
I don't understand all that.
I'm sure,
I think it's just that. I wouldn't say...
If the wife says it's all right,
she would have to run everything through me.
No, same here.
Yeah, you don't have to run everything.
But for him to say he obeys her rules,
very good at obeying anyway.
He would basically say, she sets the rules here, and I obey it like he's the...
But doesn't that say that in the wedding vows? Honour and obey.
But it does.
He's sticking by his vows, isn't it?
No, but he's saying he obeys. Isn't it the opposite?
Yeah, but he was saying
to honour and obey.
Yeah, he was saying he obeys like the children. His children. He's at the same level as the children in his household. His wife, that's what he was, because he was relaying a story about the children, and he goes, she gives instructions to the children, and she gives instructions to him, and he obeys
like
them.
A second, third child.
I mean, if
it works for them, though,
but some women like it, and if he likes it, fair enough. But that's what we're saying about the control.
Yeah.
Some women want that control. Before, that would never happen. That would have been a man saying that about his wife.
Yeah. But why does it have to, that word control, I really hate that. Like, I feel like leadership, in terms of the man leading and the woman kind of being like the co-pilot, the man's the pilot.
A lot of women don't want to be co-pilot.
It always ends up that way.
I would personally,
don't want to be co-pilot.
No, it always ends up that way.
You can't have two leaders in a relationship.
And that's the trouble.
Someone has to take the ultimate, and then
there's a lot of women who don't want to step back.
And there's moments though, sometimes women do need to take, like, well, not, like if you leave your job or whatever, she'll have to come forward and lead for a little while, there's nothing wrong. But then come back, but I do feel, but I think it's time to trust as well. Like something because
you have to have trust in that
like
loser.
a woman, I feel like if she doesn't feel safe or doesn't feel trusting, she's not going to be in that space.
Well, if you're not trusting in the relationship, what are you still doing in it?
Exactly.
It don't make no sense to me. If you don't trust the person, why stick it out?
Relationship is nothing. Trust,
if you're not trusting someone, or you don't feel that it's, move away, because then it's better for you and better for them. Even though they may feel pain, move on.
So in answer to that, so in terms of, you don't feel black men are responsible for women being in their, black women being in their feminine.
Well, I think it's, like I said, a wider thing about the perception of how you're perceived as a woman and as a black woman. And there's been lots of things that have come off.
Narratives being pushed as well.
Exactly.
You know, the whole boss baby, boss bitch, or what they call it. And you're like, what is, if you ask them what are they a boss of, they probably couldn't tell you.
Boss of my money.
Some of them probably could.
Yeah, some could, but the majority, it's just a word that we're pushing. Be a boss. You're a woman. Be a boss of what though?
Wait, so this is what social media then? This is on this then? Basically.
Oh, hell yeah.
Social media to blame.
Blessing and curse, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a blessing in one way and a curse in that sense. But the thing is also, I think, like over the time, it's just just gender roles as well has impacted.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a lot easier before, right? Back in the day.
It was clearly defined roles.
Yeah,
Clearly
like my
defined.
grandparents'
So
time.
the roles.
Yeah, the roles are blurred
Yeah.
now, and that's why women feel that they can now enter territory that was probably
And it's
exclusively
causing
men.
friction.
Yeah, and it's called friction because we've been brought up old school.
Yeah.
We don't like it.
I don't like the new
So
school.
generally, then
So-
you're not. Are you particular about like the? You know, do you think, I wouldn't mind a feminine woman or or just a
You
bit
want
of
a mix of both.
Yeah, you want the mix of both.
Yeah,
You don't want
me,
two.
because you want someone who's comfortable in different aspects of life, you know, that you don't have to tell. You know, she knows how to control situations. If you're not there, she knows how to deal with that situation, you know, and vice versa. But she doesn't need to, when you're there, take over your role as a man, you know. But she knows if you're not around, she can deal with that situation. And then you still want to see that feminine side of her as well, you know. But a lot of women they're scared, you know.
Yeah.
I say there's some cold. A lot of women can act colder than a man. It's like, like damn, man, that whole. Am I talking to a man?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen some really like, damn. The way you react is like, oh, then you have to change the way you deal with her in a sense as well, you know, because you're not seeing that feminine side. The only time you might see it is in bed. After that, you're not seeing it. So you have to, you change your mindset, how you deal with her, and then you become harder, she becomes harder, and, you know, it's like, damn.
It's a battle.
Yeah, seriously.
It becomes a battle of
It's
wills.
strange. It's very strange.
Battle wills and personality.
Yeah, it does. Who's got the stronger personality?
So would you say like 70% femininity and then 30% a bit of masculinity in
know
there? Would you
anymore.
say?
I'm not even, I don't even know anymore. That's a hard one.
That's how
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
that
yeah.
is.
Yeah, serious. I could say that, but then I don't
I
even
think
know.
it's based on circumstance. That would be
Right.
that question.
So you have to sort of adjust your level of.
Yeah, you do.
Depending
Yeah, but
On
if
these
you're in a,
things.
a strong relationship, she will know when you want her to.
Mm-hmm.
She'll know when you want that certain aspect to come through or not to
Yeah.
come through. That should be natural.
Yeah.
If it isn't, then you know there's something wrong.
Yeah, but some women want to position that strong mindset that we're strong straight away, you know, in a sense. They're showing you that straight away before you see anything else. That control aspect.
And that's off-putting, is it? Because to me,
It depends.
strength is still
Because
doesn't necessarily mean
it's
like
off-putting, but it depends if you can deal with it or not.
Yeah.
In a sense. You know, because I was raised by you was raised by a strong woman. So certain aspects we can deal with. It depends how, you know,
how it comes
when the
across.
cut-off point
Yeah.
is in
Yeah.
that sense. So
That comes.
I can deal with it because I'm used to it. But sometimes you do need a change, like, damn.
Yeah.
Give it a rest.
So there's a bit of generational thing. There's a little bit of just the society
Yeah.
and culture is where we're
Yeah,
at.
exactly.
Mixture of, and historical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
events.
damn, I need a break now.
So I don't think there's necessarily a conclusion to
No.
this.
No,
I
there
think
isn't.
that-
No,
Yeah, no, not
it's one of
today.
those things we have to see, you know. I mean, how do you see you two as women? How do
Yeah,
you lot
you
see
see
your...
the change. How
Are
do you
you
see
want,
the
I'm a
change?
boss bitch sort of
No,
thing?
I actually
Definitely
don't,
not.
and this is the thing. But I don't think saying I'm a boss bitch necessarily means that she's massive. She's just she's making her money because she has to, because she, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then I guess she has to find someone that's equally yoked in that sense, like so. But if that's what she's looking for,
But that's the perception then.
Yeah,
If
but-
you're saying then if she's made money, she's got to find someone equally at
She
that
it's all
doesn't.
same
about
But the
money,
truth
yeah.
is, I'm gonna
money
say
money
That's
perspective.
hard
And if
to
you're not,
find,
and
though.
if not,
Like,
then
yeah.
she can't find. Then everything
things
beneath
are
that is
hard.
So
nothing
it all,
to look at.
for you, it all boils down to how much money you're
not
making.
all boils down, but there's a part of the being a provider, right? So yeah, there is that concept of. I'll be honest, I would rather my partner makes more than me. I would. That's the truth. I like. It's just because I
Does
do
your
still
partner
feel
make more than you?
there's a little bit, yes.
And that makes a difference.
I mean, no, there's still a bit more to it.
It's not just the money.
It's not the money, but yeah, it is a mindset. Yeah, because it is a mindset. It is the mindset thing, but it's more. It's not about the money. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Really.
but that's what
But
you
you
said.
said
That's
that's
what
what
you
you're saying,
mentioned.
yeah.
But it helps.
It is about the money.
Okay,
Because
wait,
okay,
wait,
if he lost that job,
sorry,
if he
it's
lost that job
See,
and he ended up earning like £10,000
That's
a year,
right. No, you know what?
how long would it last?
No.
There you go. There you are.
Wait,
Look at your
wait,
face.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out.
He'd be
He
out.
would,
No,
no, but
you
you
see,
already know
it's-
he can make. See, that for me, I already know he's got the capability, the discipline, the focus to get there. It wouldn't be a problem if he lost his job because, well, I mean, it wouldn't be ideal. But what I'm saying is that's when I would have to step forward, and I wouldn't mind having to step forward. I make all right money, and it would just. But I would just make sure I work hard so that he could just get
Let's
back that job.
put
and
another
whatever.
scenario.
For me,
Yeah,
I do prefer. I do prefer. It's easier in my mind where. Like the role's a little bit, I want to be able to be vulnerable. I want to.
Say you lot are both single.
Okay.
Let's put you both single.
Yeah.
But you meet a man. You don't know nothing about his thing, but you find out you like him. But you find out he don't earn too much money.
I find that out straight away.
How do you find out straight away? So you ask a man straight what he
Yeah,
asks him
never
for.
asked
in the
me
first-
what I've earned,
No,
you
no,
know
why?
Not so.
I've never in all this life.
No, never
Yeah.
been asked.
Not even a girlfriend.
No,
Shit.
no.
So I'm partial to dating apps.
Okay.
And so that's usually one of the things the person will even ask you. So you can have a
Ask a woman.
gauge.
I've never
of what-
I've never
Yeah.
asked a woman how
I've
much
never
she earns.
asked.
Did you ask how much they earn?
Oh no, not
she
how much
doesn't
they
ask.
earn.
Is it on your
But
profile?
No. I say that. So
She
you
asks
ask them
what
what they
you
do,
do.
and
Okay.
from what they do, you
Yeah,
can
but
sort
a
of
lot of
gauge.
jobs are titles.
Yeah, lots of jobs are
Jobs are
titles.
A lot
Trust
of
me.
people
Yeah.
have,
You
know what,
it sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, say
but I
you
can
met
gauge
someone and you
rough
did
gauge.
like them, but then you found out they're not making much, and they're in a
Like,
career.
how much are we talking?
Well,
Sorry, I did.
What is a low number for you?
What's a low number for you?
Like at this age, I'm of
Yeah.
a certain age.
Yeah.
Like I think it's also age dependent.
Okay.
Like when I was in my 20s,
No,
I
we're
met
talking.
someone.
Let's
Yeah.
you
Answer the question.
question.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, wait.
Yeah.
No. What is a
Hey,
Davina?
let's
This, what is a what is a? What
You
is-
want me to give an actual
yeah,
figure?
Serious.
Yeah, roughly low figure that you think is a low figure at this age.
At this age,
Yes.
I would say about 50.
Okay.
50 region,
Okay.
which is
And you
I
know
don't
the
think
average.
that's
You know
twice
the
the-
average
Yeah.
wage for. I think it's 30.
26,
Yeah, I know.
27,000.
35.
No, it's 26,000
The
in this
average
country.
wage. Yeah.
26,000.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's 26,000 the
that's
average
at
wage.
least a little bit more than what I earn. So that's the only reason why.
But
I
I'm
don't
saying,
want to be earning.
say you
more
met a
than-
man and you liked him, but then you found
And
out, okay, you didn't ask that question. You found out later on that he wasn't earning much, and you know he was in a career that you didn't like, but you did like him in every other aspect. He gone, isn't he?
I can tell.
For me,
He gone.
What, is he gone or not, Davina?
What figure are we talking
No,
about?
no.
I find out he's
It's-
earning
it's-
25k.
Yeah,
30,000.
he gone. He's gone. Yeah, he's gone. He's
Yeah,
gone.
but
He's
what
gone.
if he's
I don't
living-
think it will even get to that
he's-
point where
why?
it's, I'm sorry.
But why?
If he's living in his means, he still
and
can
that's-
live.
I was-
He can still
He's
live
gone.
and live a
Can't
life.
do the things I want to do.
And that's what a lot of
But
black.
what is it that you want to do?
Yeah.
In excess of 27k or less than 50k?
20,
You said
No,
Yeah.
electricity
25.
bills and stuff.
You can't really, I'll be honest, you can't really
whatever
live.
it is.
There's a lot of people, not being funny, there's a lot of people
He
are.
said he can live within his means.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people do live
Managing
with.
his money
look.
well. Why is he gone?
Yeah,
you
he's
can make
gone.
a lot of money and not manage it. I get
Oh,
that.
yeah, I do
Like,
No,
understand.
you're not. I'm
yeah.
not answering the question.
No, but I'm
You
going to
go
answer
on
my
then.
question.
No, but
Personally, if I
27,
really
you can't
liked
live
him,
within
and he was doing the things like he was taking me out and he's managed, then no, it wouldn't put me off. Like I would still continue dating him.
to take
The
you
only
out.
thing, but that's if
Yeah,
he
but
was.
where?
But
I don't want
But
the
if he
risk.
didn't take
But that's
me
what you're
out,
saying.
then
That's what I'm saying.
You were saying there's people.
27K.
You know what?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, that's the average wage in
I was
the.
on 27
That's the
when I
average.
was 20.
That's the
like,
No,
average.
but
That's the average wage
there's
in
a
the
lot of
country.
people probably earning less and still going out more
I
and
mean,
enjoying life.
But
I
you'll
know.
have to figure
On
out how they're
credit
doing that.
cards.
I'll
So
be
it's all
honest,
about-
because
boring. Yeah.
It's all about the money.
so it's
It's
not
not just
all
about the money. That's one aspect of it.
But that's
it's
him.
not
I
the-
just
Providing.
But hold on, that guy, you liked him until you found out that he didn't have the money, the means that you thought he
I
had.
just don't think it will even get that
No,
far.
you're not.
Like,
not
But
asking
aren't you
all
supposed to be
professionals, yeah.
that strong woman who can take over? Didn't
No,
you say
I don't
take
want to be a
over?
boss babe.
We don't-
I
we-
want
Not
to
even though
be led.
because we're
I
talking
don't
about
wanna be a boss
masculine
babe.
and
I don't know.
femininity.
But
Isn't
he's
that
been
where your
leading.
masculine side will take off? Don't worry,
I
Bob.
would-
I'll
yeah.
look after you. I'll
I'll step in.
I am
I've got
feminine.
this.
I'm African. I've brought
You're
people
just
up,
using.
I'm
Do
old
you know what?
school,
You're
and
using
this
all
is-
those,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
stereotypes.
I don't want anyone to look after me, but I just
You do.
don't
You
want
do.
to-
You do.
I
You
personally
do.
wouldn't mind
You
someone
do.
look after me.
I want
but-
someone to look after me.
So do I.
But I still want to be the
Hell
man.
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, in the confines of a marriage, maybe or whatever, but I can look after myself. But I think 27K
See, that's going back to
is
that masculine part of me.
unrealistic.
I can
What?
look, but I can look after
For
myself.
living, how can you live
How?
within your means?
But people are doing that in this
27K.
country.
There's people who have families
Millions of
who
people-
live.
yeah.
No, with all due respect, Do you
Come
think
on
I'm gonna
now.
like
Cost of
you could
bills
live
and
on
stuff is
27K?
That's the average
but
salary in this
with all-
country.
but it depends where
But they
you know
can't
you
do
might have had a
anything.
house that was given to you, for example,
Yeah.
like you know, and you're good. But if you genuinely like it doesn't go far.
Rent,
it doesn't
mortgage.
go far.
Oh my God, your
Uh,
money's gone.
But it
Like,
depends what they've already
Man,
got.
you
that's
make
been
money,
paid.
your money's still gone.
Yeah, I know.
I can make a
Like,
good
even-
wage, and
yeah,
my
just
money's
take it back
the
for a
same thing.
moment.
Mr.
Yes,
27,000. My money's gone, and the
Money's
same
everything.
thing. Mortgage, rent, block. You know, the tax man.
I just don't
The
know
more you
how it
earn, the
doesn't
more
go
the
that
tax
far.
man
Yeah.
takes. You
Salary.
these days, you don't even feel
Yeah,
a good wage. You
I know.
don't-
What I
Yeah.
would do. So the thing is, what's more attractive to me, I'll be honest, is a man that like he's got a vision. You know, he wants more. Like if he's earning just that and he's just happy with that, and there's a lot of like constraints or anything, that will be put me off. It's not necessarily about the money. It's about like what you know the working
Aren't
towards
you a strong
something.
woman?
I am
So
a strong
who's-
woman in my own way, but
So
I don't.
you need to take
I don't
over,
sign
don't
out.
it?
I
I'm
don't.
tired
Because a
of
lot of
being
women-
strong.
and
And it's-
support,
I think-
and
I
support,
mean,
and support your man.
It's so
I would.
You don't want to
if-
see that
if
masculine
once I
side
see
of you
that
come out.
He's already.
Yeah,
I want
but-
to do it right at the
Yeah,
beginning. I
but
would.
let's be honest. At
don't
a
wanna-
certain age, he's not going to suddenly do something magical to
Yeah.
change his
I
career.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that,
exactly,
Mark.
He's
exactly.
not. So
Exactly. If
what
he's not
he's
there
yeah,
at
he's not the
45,
yeah,
50,
he's not going to be
This
there
is
now.
this is that
I'm
the
not a
narrative
builder,
Yeah,
that they're
that-
putting around.
No, but
the
someone
whole
has-
online.
If you ain't
narrative,
earning
yeah.
a certain wage,
You're near
we're not going to ignore you.
retirement.
because we're
But you gotta
seeing,
be
you know,
yeah, but you got to be. Let's be realistic.
Okay.
If you look at things economically in the wider picture, black people, if you look at the economic things, we're probably near the bottom in terms of thing.
True. Very
But
true.
black women have these expectations that every man's going to be earning 200k.
Yeah.
And that's not.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not.
That is
That's
unrealistic.
just
I've said
unrealistic.
50K.
I get
I'm
That's
just saying we
I
I
can
think
I'm
how
not
many
like-
percent
yeah,
of us
yeah,
are
that is
owning
very
200?
That's
unrealistic.
unrealistic.
Yeah,
If you
very
look at the
unrealistic,
narrative,
yeah.
what we own, the wealth base that we have in this country and everything
Yeah.
else, we're near the bottom.
of course,
So,
yeah.
but these women got these elevated expectations of every
because
black
that's
man.
what
And if
they're
you ain't
seeing.
got
I
it,
agree.
because they see it on social media and all the fake
But as I
presentations
said,
of
Yeah.
everything.
And those
everybody
people
shows their
don't
Kodak
even know
moments. You know, I remember one time.
The best moments.
You always, I said, it's just a Kodak moment. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's fair. But I think you're okay. So, I mean, I'm still a person that will always growing. You know, for me, I like
So,
the idea of someone who
Your partner, how does he see it?
he
Your
likes
partner.
the fact that he
Have
wants
you
to-
taken a role? But before you was
I
with
mean,
him?
yeah.
Was you? I'm the strong woman. I can
No,
imagine.
I don't. Do I look? I actually don't.
is there a lot?
Generally, the reason why I probably was single for a long
We're boss
time
babes.
is that,
Because you're
is that
fussy.
actually, okay, yeah, I was fussy, but also,
you go
yeah, I
then.
do have an idea that I want somebody who is
Yeah, so you had
who
a-
has is the
he a
mindset,
masculine
discipline.
man?
No, you had a tick list.
I did actually have.
There you go.
you serious?
Yeah, I told you.
I did have
told
a
you.
has a
but-
tick
I told
list.
you the
but the
tick
thing
list.
is, no, I did have a tick list. I had to throw that
Not
away. Can I
really,
just
no,
say
never.
one?
Have you ever had a tick list?
No, I never
I've never
had
had a tick list.
I've never had a tick
Have you had a
list.
tick list?
But
Women have
you
tick
must have certain qualities you want from a woman, so you just anyone goes.
But can I just
Everyone
make it-
No,
goes.
not
I'm-
anyone. Because you have certain things that you like
Sense
in a
of humour,
woman.
you got-
So that's what you go for.
Apart from
And
certain
then once you
aspects-
get to know the
That is
person,
kind of a
you get a
list.
perspective about it.
Yeah, but we don't have a tick.
No,
tick
yeah,
But I don't have a-
we have like
I don't have a
15 things
preconceived
we
So
have
is
to
he
do.
masculine?
Yes, he is.
So
masculine.
now you've stepped in the background as I'm now a feminine woman.
yeah,
She brought out the
And I
high
like-
heels.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still work and I still whatever,
Yeah.
but not at
Yeah.
the stage where like you know.
I won't be
but
at-
boy,
yeah,
I
home
would, you
and
know.
just-
So what has changed in that sense? Do you think?
Was for me.
Yeah.
The thing, and I still nothing much more. I'm able to rest in that, just knowing that he
Rest
has
in
this
what?
just in this nice
Feminine,
just being a bit more vulnerable. I because it's something I've always wanted. I just because I've been on my own, I still have to pay my bills. I still and even with my
So
partner,
what's
we're
he
still-
bringing then?
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a new relationship. Let's not talk about
No,
it.
but you,
But he's
because you're in
bringing
a
in.
relationship,
He's
we can
bringing
use
in.
that as
Yeah, he's
we can
bringing.
use that as
He's
a-
bringing vision. He's bringing leadership. He is bringing
What,
masculine.
and I'm
But
asking
he's
you,
also-
what leadership
Oh,
has
for
he brought
himself,
you?
for
What
yourself.
leadership?
For me,
yeah.
just ideas and he's very disciplined in his like even just down to the gym and things like that. Like he's disciplined. He
Is
talks a lot of.
ex-army?
He's not excited. he's
He's got the leadership
but he just
qualities
has
you
that
want.
quality. The
Yeah.
discussions we're having,
Yeah.
it's like okay, this I like this. I like.
So that makes him masculine. See, this is what I'm trying to figure out. What makes him masculine?
Yeah, that.
So
it does.
go
And
to
then
your
his
mum.
lifestyle, also his
No, it's not.
his lifestyle of
He's not
just-
allowed to cook.
No, he likes cooking. He does actually like cooking, but I
So
prefer to be the
what's
one
your
to
feminine,
love.
feminine
I like to
aspect
cook.
have you taken in that
Yeah,
relationship?
yeah.
I like to cook. I like to make like just I mean, we don't live together, but when we're together, you know, just to make it peaceful and nice and
So
nurturing.
when he's coming,
What he tells me,
the candles are on.
Yes, 100%.
His slippers are waiting.
100%. I like. Yes, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
What we doing
The
wrong,
food
bro?
is actually waiting.
Make some notes, guys.
can-
Make some notes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel I want to do that because of what I feel he brings. Right. That's
I
it.
feel hungry now.
But the thing is, I
want
do
a
that
head
with my
massage.
friends
Yeah.
anyway. I am that person.
Yeah.
But you know, we all got to eat. But yeah,
He might
absolutely.
be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
So
like
before
it,
that, you
Before that,
wasn't that
you
type of
I was
woman.
that. I am that type of.
So you was
I've
that type of
always
woman
been.
to every. What about you, G?
Not to everyone, but
What
just,
were we asking?
Would you, in that situation, would you be the same?
Yeah, be my feminine energy, cater to my man. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Yeah, and then he can be
I heard that.
the leader I want.
As long as he's going to the gym.
50,000 K.
Yeah.
yeah.
As long as he's earning,
just
yeah.
asking-
Yeah, sorry.
There is.
I'm
no,
not
but the
asking for
reality,
6 figures.
Let's be
I'm just
honest.
someone who's
But
on
we are
roughly
being
my
honest
level.
because we
Yeah.
like to, for example,
Yeah.
I understand you like to go on holidays, you
Yeah.
like to whatever, and we just
How
want to be
will
able
we
to
go?
do that.
I'd have
with
to
the
leave
other
him at
person.
home. The relationship is
There's
done.
Klarna these days. There's so many
Yeah,
ways.
but we don't want debt.
No,
The thing
No,
is, we
we
don't
don't
want
want
too much
debt.
No,
debt.
but what I'm
Like,
saying is,
it's within your means.
you'd be surprised how much people
then that's good. That's
are going on
smart.
holiday on credit. Just to
of
look
course.
the
As long
part.
as they can pay it
You know,
back,
so
though.
for me,
Yeah.
everybody's got a story. You know, everybody fakes the funk. You know,
Yeah.
especially on social media.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
so-
what you would be doing with 27K. You'd have to get Kalani credit card.
Kalani?
Yeah, Kalani,
Like Kalani's, like Kalani's.
Clear Pay, or the other ones.
If
Yeah.
I saw your man after that, he'd be like, she dumped me.
Sorry,
It was going so well.
Yeah, I know.
And then I blurted out what I earned.
27,000.
No, that is a bit low though, in fairness.
that-
but
that- yeah.
we know we understand times are hard. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with preference, and I don't think that makes it like
So
masculine.
that's going to be you all the time now. You know,
no,
you
it won't be me all
Or
the
you
time.
won't get
no,
tired.
because-
I'm not.
No,
Bob, I'm no dinner
no,
tonight.
because
I've had
he
enough.
likes cooking.
Yeah,
So
takeaway.
actually, just so far, I prefer to just be the one to cook. But he likes cooking. It just depends. We both work. So obviously, when he's off and stuff, he will cook and whatever. And you know, so it's not going to be me all the time.
If you were a stay-at-home
and if he
mum,
lost his
though-
job, I know that I would have to be a bit more whatever. But I don't really want to. I'll be honest, I
But
don't.
who does
I want to
anyway?
just chill.
Who
If you
I
were-
actually really just want
if
to
you were
relax.
stay at
I don't
home-
want to feel stressed.
Yeah, if you
But
was-
have you told him that?
He knows, yes.
And what did he
We're
say?
friends though, so he's okay with that.
he's okay with that.
But he knows right now we still have to work and all that kind of stuff. But
Sabrina,
you know,
if you were a stay-at-home mum,
Yeah.
wife, or whatever, would you take on all of the stuff within the house, or
would
would
have
you
to.
say,
And
okay,
then
yeah,
you
no,
would
because
have
some
to,
people still want to be.
but I
whatever and
wouldn't. I
still
wouldn't
want
mind
to-
then, like maybe having a little business or something on the side or
yeah.
whatever, just to keep me ticking.
Yeah.
You
over
won't have
at
time.
home.
You
Yeah.
won't have enough time.
Well,
Couple
I
of
mean,
kids
yeah.
at home,
Yeah, we'll figure-
school
But
run.
when they
and-
go to school,
you
you've got a
won't
bit
have
of
time
time
to
in
do all that
between.
cooking
to
and
do
all
that.
that cooking and
All those niceties. You won't
Yeah.
have time for all those
I
niceties.
mean, we'll figure out. Ask me. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
No,
it's
see,
not,
but
I'm not
that's
gonna have
not
loads of
bed
kids
pulled down,
listening.
no
I'm
bed sheet pulled
getting
down.
on, so it's not gonna be have loads of
She
kids.
wants 6. I'm just
No,
saying.
so I don't even want that many kids. To be
No,
fair,
but-
one would be fine, but I would enjoy that for a while. Like I don't know how I'd feel afterwards and stuff, but 100%.
Yeah.
As long as he's the man and controls it all. And you just, all you're
Not
going to say is,
control
all you're going to say
leads.
is, yes, sweetheart.
No,
Control has got a negative.
No, because actually,
connotation to it.
they would still. If something isn't right, I would say my piece. You know,
Yeah, but he
I
doesn't
would-
have to listen.
listen now.
No, he
No, he
doesn't.
No, but you can still
But-
have a voice as the co-pilot.
because I
Still.
feel like my thinking is actually of nurturing and of like it's sensible. I feel like I'm quite sensible with what I say. So actually he would listen. But if he had a different perspective, I would listen and I'll be like, actually, okay, fair enough. You just have to make the choices.
So you,
but
this sounds so perfect.
No, but
when's-
listen.
I just want to know when the
Yeah.
wedding is.
a great leader
Disney.
listens to people who he's leading. That or
As well.
she in the workplace.
When you say lead, how?
leader,
Yeah, but leading, how?
so when you're
I'm
making
how much-
like major household decisions, like where you guys are going to live as a family, for instance, that's
so
just one
you would,
example.
she'd have no choice.
No. She wouldn't have any. I'm not saying she wouldn't have any choice, but maybe say he's thinking of moving to say like Wales. He'll go to his wife and say, "What do you think? There's these pros, there's these cons
But
of
we're
us
moving
going
to
out there.
Wales."
Let's have a discussion." But he would probably make the ultimate choice, but with the
So
support
that
of the
means she ain't got no
wife.
choice.
But
She ain't
there's
got
still
no choice.
discussion.
She ain't got no
No.
choice. She ain't got. You
It's
just,
a discussion.
you just give her that sense that she's got some perceived power, but let her
no, I
believe
don't-
she's got to say something. But in the end, I've already made the
So,
choice.
what role do you think you play? You think you play a more masculine role because they're not earning 200,000, and you? So you're like yin and yang,
50,000. I didn't
aren't
say.
you?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want someone that's making money. For me,
what I mean,
it's
you're
vision.
you're the more masculine.
but as I said
in the
before-
friendship, no, because you made it sound you want to be in control. You got the money, and you're the feminine. No,
No, you
have I got it wrong?
A little bit. I
Sorry,
mean,
within our relationship, so I don't understand.
No, between me and you.
You're
who's
saying you're the more masculine
who's
one
more feminine.
and more feminine.
Would you say that's
a good
what I mean?
question.
Yeah.
What would you think?
You think maybe I'm more masculine?
Absolutely, RD.
See, thank God. I thought I was.
I was working with you guys for 5 months. Like,
Yeah.
No,
Come
but
on.
remember, I still want to be treated like a princess.
Yeah,
That's
but if you show
feminine,
more of your
isn't it?
masculine side, it's
And if he
hard.
doesn't do it
and you see,
properly-
you just made a point there. A lot of women want to be treated like a princess, but they don't actually look at themselves and wonder why they're not being treated like a princess.
No, but wait. Oh, wait.
My brother,
Wait.
serious.
Wait.
This is true.
No. I have, by many men, been treated like a princess. Obviously, I haven't found my one, so
Because
it's not that.
You didn't like him.
I just didn't like him,
Yeah.
or
There
you
something.
go.
Yes,
So
yeah.
it's-
So I have been,
But
I've been
serious,
blind and dined.
it's a lot. As I said, a lot of women they want that, but they have to look at themselves and how they carry themselves for you to want to treat them. If you're not showing that vulnerability, that soft side, that soft nature, how am I going to treat you like that princess?
The thing is, that's not been my problem. That's not my problem.
So you there is that side of you.
That's not my problem. I've just not met.
So there is
person.
that side of you. How do you? It has to be a certain person.
I-
But if you've got that in you, it's going to show.
Yeah, I agree.
If you go, hold on, if you go on a
go
date
on.
with someone and you're that person, whether you like him or not, it will show.
That what the
do you mean?
being a bit.
Being that feminine side was still because that's in you.
It's so
But a lot
funny
of
that
women
you.
block that feminine side out, and the whole they block it out. So it's hard. We're busy battering down trying to see
So
that
can I
feminine
just
side.
make? Can I just make a
Interesting
quick
concept.
point? So, a lot of guys over the years have been attracted to me because, like, I talk about how I cared for my mum. They've been attracted to that because I show my caring side, my feminine side.
I'm gonna
They've
t-
said that
do you
they
know what?
wanted. They feel like I
Davina.
could be a good wife.
Davina.
That's what they've said. That's
Davina.
what they've said to me.
That ain't true.
What? Why is that? Why is that
No.
not
So
true?
what-
Why?
They're
Why?
not attracted to you. You know what?
What do you mean they're not attracted to me? I'm the
we've
one
all,
who's-
a lot of us have to gone through all that caring for. He might have
Yeah,
gone
I'm
through
not
all that.
saying. Yeah, I'm
But
not saying I'm the
A
only
man
one.
might, because you looked after your family, that won't make a man think any different.
So what are you
Like
saying? You used to be
caring,
shown
No, it
the
won't make
carer,
him,
that-
that's your
it's not
family.
attractive- It's not an attractive.
No, it's not. It's because that's what we all do. It's part
To
of
be
our
a
life.
carer.
Yeah, we all. If it's
Not
in
everyone
us,
is.
not everybody, but yeah. If my mum's sick, I'll look after her, and I
Physically,
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
like clean.
So
So
I'm
what
got
are you
it.
saying that you men have to see? What are you?
If I met you and you told me that, do you think it would make a difference to me? No, not being
I'm
funny.
just saying,
Well,
other
because
guys
I'm
have been.
I'm not your mum.
not saying
I'm not
you-
your
yeah,
dad,
yeah.
and that's what you have to understand.
Yeah. Okay. I
If you
get you. Yeah.
you get my
but
point.
What, yeah. No, I 100% understand what you're saying. But I've just had guys who've been. They like that. Like when I've asked them, like maybe we've been dating.
I would say anything.
What
Yeah.
those qualities? No, I mean after time, not just
Okay,
after.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
And they really like that. Like I have someone.
But they
I'm gonna
may
mention
be
names,
looking for a
who
mother-
really likes me, and
mothering
he just
figure.
likes how I am with my mum, with my family. I've got that
Are
care.
you the same?
He's
Yes.
actually said that to me,
But
so
I'm-
I'm not
But
making
yeah,
it
but
up.
I've had people say, "Yeah, I like how you are with the kids, your mum, and everything."
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily translate into a relationship.
No, but then that's the
And this
thing
is
is
what I'm
the
trying to say.
person wants the relationship. I just don't want the relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but are
And
you?
know what I'm talking about?
But
yeah.
are you showing that? What was
So,
it?
what I think what you're trying to say is that are you showing that feminine? Is there something else that's coming across that's not as feminine? Is that what you're saying? Like when you're first
because you're
meeting somebody?
Yeah, because you're saying that, but that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say is that feminine side letting those guards, because black women have so many guards. It's like a
do
hurdle.
you feel like you have guards? when
Yeah, it's
you're-
like a hurdle sometimes.
think,
It's
like,
so-
I
Well,
wanna
then
be-
it's natural.
And I feel like I've been vulnerable so many times in previous relationships, and then you just.
So now you've got
Yeah,
a guard,
yeah.
and that's
So
why you.
that's it.
No, I haven't.
Now you.
No, I haven't.
You
I haven't
have,
got
yeah,
the
you
guards.
have.
No,
You wouldn't mention it in the
obviously,
first place.
maybe a little bit.
course.
I agree. Maybe
Well, of
a
course you
little
have.
bit.
Your experience will
reassessing what
define
you just
that.
said, but I still feel I'm open. I want love, but it's just
Yeah, you want
finding-
love
Yeah,
in your
but
mind.
I think
you
I
don't
understand
feel
what you're
open.
trying
you
to say.
want
Yeah,
love,
but I do
but you want
understand.
love,
Can we
but you want it
hear-
on your own terms.
Yes.
So I mean,
don't want it on my own
no, but
terms.
well, you must
I'm not-
you must want it on your own. Why wouldn't
what do
you
you
want it
mean?
on
But
terms?
it's both
You're
of
saying that
ours.
you know,
We're
but
in
you're
a
saying that you've
relationship.
had you've been in relations, you've been vulnerable.
Yeah, and I've been hurt.
And you've been
a lot of
hurt,
women
so
have,
then
and
that
men.
will put up the
Yeah,
boundaries.
Of course, and I think
that
can I
put
just-
up all the boundaries that you
Yeah.
have. So you're hesitant when you meet someone new,
Yeah.
and they may see that as being negative or being.
Yeah. To be honest, the other day I feel like I say too much. I give probably too much information. I need to keep some stuff back. I'm a very talkative person.
Okay.
So sometimes I feel like I need to pull back a little bit. Sometimes I say too much. Like I went on a date the other day, and afterwards I was like, oh my God, I feel like I've said too much. But the person was like, no, I really find you.
It's
Then I'm
better.
thinking like, am I?
Yeah, but I would say that's a
maybe I do need
better
to pull back
quality.
a little
There's
bit.
nothing worse than you're sitting there and you're thinking, dang, you said nothing.
So I think can we just do this for a moment? I think what you're trying to say is that there is still, because there's a how we need to look inside and how we're
How are you projecting to the
We
world?
can say all these things about how what we think, but is it coming across?
that's-
Is it coming across?
Yeah, that's
So-
what you're
and that's a fair
You
point
know.
to take
Yeah,
up on,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what we've had to do when I've been
Exactly.
single. Like I'm only newly in a relationship, so that is something I get.
Yeah.
And then at that point there as well is that, okay, we think we're being open, but are we really being open?
Yeah,
Are
because
we
a lot
really
of
showing
women
the
will look
opposite
feminine.
side?
They look with feminine.
It could be just a
But
look
what-
on your face when you're just walking in the street.
Yeah.
You could
Oh,
just
no, I
give.
don't do
You,
the
no, I'm not saying you.
I smile
It's
too
not about
much.
screw face. You could just have a perception.
I smile too
And it could be
because
just
I
as
think
that.
a lot
though.
of women look feminine, and they give that. But once you
You
get
start
to
talking, there's this thing of a bit of I've
control,
got everything
it's
together,
like,
and where's your place then in that sense? Sometimes I get that, and I think
Serious.
it's something to take on
And
board.
I think because, especially when it comes to the strong black woman role, they feel they have to be strong in every aspect, even in the whole dating aspect. So,
and I don't think you're like that.
I don't.
But then maybe what do we have?
Complete opposite.
so then you're just fussy. Is that what you know?
Maybe I'll take that. Maybe I'm fussy.
So what are you?
Because usually when it doesn't go forward, it's because I don't want it.
Yeah.
So they're
That's
attracted
the
to
woman's
my
prerogative.
That's to
whatever
do
I
with
give
the.
off.
That's
The
to
tick
do
list.
with the tick list.
Yeah, I agree.
There you
with that.
go.
I
What
take
was
that.
it on the tick
And
list?
too much tick list.
What-
See, the
what was-
tick list has held you back though. Then.
Yeah.
Because if you,
I'll
the
take
tick list
that.
holds you back. Because I know a lot of women who say that they've got a tick list.
I've
Man's
tried
got
to
to do this.
reduce it and
From 100
try
down
be a
to
bit
what,
more open.
75?
But yeah,
Can I ask you?
no, not 100.
One question though, we're gonna draw it
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
What is on this tick list?
What's the main?
I don't think there's. I just want someone.
200k.
Yeah, 200k.
No.
They're not going to let you live this down, D.
Yeah.
When did 100k come from my mouth? It's just
She
for
said
now.
50, guys.
I said 50. That's
Said 50.
yeah.
Minimum.
Extra, like.
Yeah. We're extra. We're extra. We're
Like,
extra.
it's,
So, D, I want to know what's on the tick list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really have a.
You just said you
You do.
did.
No,
Yeah.
I have qualities.
Let's
I
see
want
if
the
you're.
person-
Let's- tick list.
Hold
Let's
on,
break it
let's
up.
see how if both of yours match in terms of what you've got both got in your tick lists.
like I said, I want a leader. This is probably looking more towards like marriage, more so.
What is a
than
leader
whatever.
in your eyes?
Oh my gosh.
We could be here all night.
Yeah. So someone who's family orientated.
Is that a leader?
Don't do that.
No.
No, but serious. I'm just
Ain't got
wondering.
time for that.
Yeah, you ain't got time. I told you already.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Three main
Go,
important
We have to have a
okay, good
discussion.
communicator, family orientated, and leader. Those are the three from
Okay.
what I've and kind as well. I'm sorry, someone who's kind.
You guys
Yeah.
notice that the 27k.
Yeah.
I know that really is on the list still. Yeah.
But that's qualities. That's not about I want 6 foot. I want 100k. I don't want any of that. I just want
So,
to
have
have
an 8 man that's only 27k.
But no, but
Okay.
cross.
let me ask you a question. In your date, did you put your feminine foot forward, or was it more I'm a strong woman forward?
So, sorry, I know we haven't got much time, but I was actually saying this to Sabrina. I feel that maybe, again, I put too much of the feminine wiles, and then I tend to have guys who just want to look at me sexually. But that's going into whatever. So maybe I'm being too feminine.
That's what men
yeah.
perspective
That's
anyway.
too feminine, yeah. 'cause
No, I
it's
don't
actually-
Is that being too feminine? I don't
No,
know.
I don't know.
think
I
that's
don't know.
just men.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
that would just.
we gotta-
I think that's a man.
When,
thing.
Yeah.
When you've got the list after the date, when you get back home, do you match up what's happened to the dick list?
No, ultimately, I go for vibe. Ultimately.
That's it. Do you know what? On to the next one. Thank you so much. We could keep going on about it and stuff. Maybe we'll post up a list and stuff. Look, thank you
we
so
need the
much.
list.
I'll send you the
Thank
list.
you so much for that.
Make sure, you know.
Ultimately. Right, we
I'll probably be only one on that. Get one on that list, right?
You'd be 93.
Yeah.
I think I'll be honest. Can I just say though, very quick? I do feel like the list thing is something that that has caused not about you, just generally, because that's what we do. We had a list, so it has caused disparity.
But men do have the list,
at the same
though, as
time,
well.
yeah, but ours is like a lot more.
Yeah,
It
a lot
is.
more.
But and that has so anyway. But you know
anyway,
what?
let's wrap
go
up,
we
yeah.
go with our list. We want what we want. So and then we'll see. Okay, cool. That's it now. Right. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. It's very interesting.
Oh my God. Okay.
I hope
so
you bring us back.
Yeah. We'll bring you back. We'll bring you back. Part two. All right.
Continue.
So thank you so much. Please continue to subscribe and like and share the love. We are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all under at the Davina and Sabrina Show. Until next time, take care. Bye. Bye.
Shout it out and let them know.